Hi guys, it's Emily here and you're watching Bullet Journal Engineer. Today I'm going to set up my June croissant theme, and it's not a minimalistic one, but compared to my other spreads, it's definitely a minimalistic one for me. So in this video I'm gonna show you an easy way to draw a stunning croissant and how to draw a lovely minimalistic font from scratch using only a ruler and a pen, of course, and an ultimate random page, a little bit more different from the typical one. Get your pencils and let's begin. This here is my main theme. In case you've missed it, you can find the link for the setting up video in the description below. So I will start my spread with the word June. You know, I always like to write the name of the month. Usually when I have to write the name of the month, I use very classic calligraphic font, which you can see in my previous videos, but this time I decided to try something a little bit more different. To help myself, I drew a guidelines in advance so that my letters are the same size. I advise you to do the same, it helps a lot. Usually I do 3 squares for the small letters and 5 squares for the capital letters. Then I do a quick sketch of the letters so I can see where they're gonna be on the page. After I place them where I think they look good, I grab a ruler and start outlining them with a pencil. I don't look at the template, so unfortunately I cannot show you a sample alphabet for all the letters that I'm drawing right now. I just try to keep the font as minimalist as possible, and basically I have it in my mind. I use only simple shapes, a straight part of the ruler and also the circles that I have. I also try to keep the diameter of the curves more or less the same. Well, here as you can see, I had a hard time drawing the letter E just because I don't know how we'll go with the letters. So I erased it, I drew it, I erased it, I drew it, and like a couple of times I did that, and finally I decided that I like this result. Well, later I'm going to erase it again, so don't mind it a lot. In fact, since I wanted the font to be a little bit more interesting, I added some small elements to it, like this one and this one here. And of course, because I had no idea what to do with the letter E, I just got pissed and erased it at all. This time my June will be without E, just June. We don't pronounce the E anyway. I continue with the outline using a traditional micron pen that we all know, and in fact, if you want to do such minimalistic and clean font, outlining is very important, because if you don't draw straight lines, all the minimalist effect will be just gone. So yep, just keep that in mind. If you're doing something minimalistic, just try to do straight lines that are not perforated somewhere. Well, I'm not sure if this is the word, but I hope that you understand me. Since my anger passed because of my failure with the letter E, I decided to try again. This time directly with the micron pen. The pencil is for the weak people. In fact, I'm going pretty well. For my surprise, I do the perfect line from the first try. This is because of the fact that I don't care anymore about that letter. I also thicken some of the walls with thicken pen so that I can make the illusion of volume in those letters. Well, except for the letter E, the situation is just apocalyptic. I have no words for this letter. And at this point I decide that for now I had enough fight with the letters and I start with the croissant. In fact, drawing the croissant didn't turn out to be that complicated. First I make the big segment in the middle, and then I fill the small cones on both sides and I try to bend them into the core, if that makes sense, into the core of the croissant, and voila! We have a croissant. Yes, it's that easy actually. I didn't expect it to be. But we need to cover it, guys. I haven't decided what to do on the left page yet, but I want to just clean the whole vision of this spread right now, so I'm doing a few pencil sketches. Maybe I'll throw small croissants all over the page. Well, actually in the end I decided to do something way more different on this page, but you'll see it later in the video. Now it's my turn to choose the colors for the croissant. I say it as croissant has different colors, like the colors of the rainbow. At least I have seen only brown croissants. I'm not sure if there are any other colors. So I'm gonna choose 2 different colors from my pen test page, which are nuances of brown or ochre. In fact, I'm not good with color names. I can tell them apart, at least that's what I'm sure of. Since my high school is specialized in electrical engineering, before we were accepted, in addition to the normal test, they also tested us for color perception. In reality, if you are colorblind, you can be accepted in my high school because you cannot differentiate the different types of wires, which sometimes can be a little bit dangerous. And I studied in this school for 5 years, so I have a solid proof in my CV that I differentiate the colors perfectly. The problem is that I don't know their names. Well, this is a side story, so getting back to the journal, on the back side I decided to try both of the markers and try different shapes of croissants that I like. And as I said, I have no idea how I want this project to look like. I designed it right here in front of the camera. And definitely I like the second version, which the color is the whole background behind. So that's why I'm going directly to the main page to apply it. But before that, because it's me, I just made a mess with the white pen. Yes, this here, you see it? Okay, I'm just gonna put a paper there and flip the page. So first I start with the background, and in fact it turned out that my choice is good for another reason, namely that it contrasts very well with the white color of the font of the month. Otherwise the white font will fade on the page and I don't want that. After drawing the background, I start to draw the lines of the croissant again, but this time with a darker pen. While drawing the croissant, I try to go a little bit more freehandy and not to follow exact outlines because I don't know, I feel it a bit more sketchy. As soon as I finish the outline, I start making small lines to make it look as the croissant is rolled. Well, they're basically rolled. I don't know if you have seen non-rolled croissant, but it looks like a slice of pizza. Well, ours is rolled obviously, and that's why I do this effect with diagonal lines. They're a bit more curved, if you can notice. To achieve a greater contrast, I actually put on the darkest parts a white marker, so I add more like three-dimensional look to the croissant. I'm not sure if it's working, just my perception is like this. And I increase the contrast of the page, basically. Tell me in the comments if you like this white pen applied on the croissant like this one. I have no idea, just my taste. In addition, for the page contrast, I color in black the font on one side only. While making this font, I thought that I really want to try to make this spread more minimalistic, so I added a simple black lines as additional decoration. They become extremely beautiful, by the way, if you make them asymmetrical and mix different elements such as dots, double lines or arrows. Finally, I add colored stickers. I adore them. These stickers are the pure example of human laziness. They're just round, colored dots. I mean, I can draw them as well, and no matter how illogical are these stickers to have, I adore them. I can make a whole spread only based on these dots. So anyway, I'm gonna skip praising of the dot stickers and coming back to the journal. Of course, before we move to the next page, I make a quote about the croissants, which of course I mistake on the first line. Ugh! Honestly, I'm starting to think that bullet journaling is so about embracing the thing that you f***ed up on your pages. It helps me keeping my nerves together in real life, I swear, it's like a preparation for the next day. For now, we continue to the next spread, namely the monthly ones. Just a quick reminder here, if you like this video so far, don't forget to give it a like or even subscribe to the channel so you can see my mistakes every single month. Yay! Completing this page at this point, I feel super proud of myself for not adding anything else on this page and keeping it minimalistic. That's the main goal, Emilia. What a lie. You'll see in the clip later. For now, we continue to the next spread, namely the monthly ones. As I told you in the last video, my life is changing and increasingly I need more spreads that are project management spreads. So this month I gave up of all kinds of trackers, useless fields that I usually have, but I left only organizational fields that could help me finish my projects finally. By the end of the year, I will try a different organization systems that are suitable for a paper notebook, and I will share them with you bit by bit. Since I'm trying this system right now for the first time this month, there is not so much to tell you about it in this video, but for sure in the next month expect a video either here or in my Instagram account for comments about this system. And if you watch this video after year 2022, then the link probably is gonna be down below in the description of this video, so make sure to check it out. Well, to satisfy your curiosity, maybe if you're a curious person, I can say some quick information about this system is that it will be a visual representation of the projects that I have to end this month, hopefully. I will write vertically every single project right here, and then with a long line I will mark where in the time they will happen, and in the fields on the right I will describe some notes or details of the project if necessary. The entire free field on this page is still unclear what I'm gonna do with it, but as I know myself, it's gonna be filled with additional notes. So I just want to see how the system's gonna work for me, and maybe I'm gonna expand it in the next months. We're gonna see. The other page that I'm doing is interesting because it's a huge brain dump. It is actually huge, but made with a smaller brain dumps. I did it this way because I noticed that during the month I was thinking about different clusters of things, and I wanted to organize them into different brain dumps. For example, pretty often I'm just thinking what to buy, whether groceries, clothes, things for my pet, those are all things to buy. So I would like to just categorize them in one brain dump. I still keep the idea of the brain dump, you know, just to dump them there and leave them, but I want them to be a little bit more categorized. So I can have a brain dump for what to buy or what to check. If there is some curious fact that I want to check, I just need to write it down there. I will see how this is gonna work for me, because actually the idea of brain dump, you know, the original brain dump, is that if you have a thought, you just write it and don't think about it anymore. If I have categories, maybe this is gonna slow the dumping of the thoughts, but they're gonna be categorized. And to be honest, I personally get annoyed when my thoughts are not in order, which is like 99% of the time, but for this video on this YouTube channel, I'm gonna pretend that my life is perfect. Just joking, I cannot pretend that even if I wanted to. And this is why I'm gonna divide my brain dump into different fields, just a miserable try to order my thoughts. As I said, all these solutions here are new for me, so after a few months I'm gonna tell you what works and what doesn't, maybe what can be improved, but before I find out, I first need to try. Since I'm practically finishing these two pages, I take one last look at the title page and I realize that my left side is too wide. My brain just doesn't work for minimalistic designs, people. I have a problem with this one. For this, I add a cup of hot chocolate. Why not, with croissant? If you watched my videos before, you maybe noticed that this is my first video after I came back from my travel in Cyprus and Italy, and actually this theme is inspired by these trips. In the next video I will talk more about these trips. I will tell you how I almost missed my plane going to Italy and I almost missed my plane coming back from Italy, and a few more interesting facts about the trips. And also we're gonna do our weekly spreads for June, which are really out of the box for me, and I try to keep them really minimalistic. Maybe they're the most minimalistic thing in my spread right now, but you're gonna see them in the next video. So if you want to see more videos like this one, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll be more than happy to have you here. And thank you for watching till the end, guys. I'm very happy actually that returning from this holiday, I saw that our family has grown with a few more people. So if you're a newbie here, welcome. I'm so happy to see you here on the channel. And for my other subscribers, thank you guys for being here. As people say, there is no point of traveling if there is no one to come back to. And I'm really glad that I came back to you here. So, yep. See you in the next video, guys. And until then, don't forget to stay on the sunny side.